What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Year of the Batman, and this is gonna be the last two-parter for the whole Batman 1960s series. So, yeah, just only four one-parters left, and that's it. So, yeah, let's get into it. So this one it's called "The Great Escape" and "The Great Train Robbery." So it starts out. It goes back to the villain cowboy Shame, and he's getting visited in prison by, I guess, his girlfriend and her mother, Calamity Jan, and then Frontier Franny. Um, and they're like, "Hey, just letting you know, we're gonna bust you out soon." And he's like, "Okay, though, yeah, you're gonna need a lot of horses, like a lot of horses for that." And they're like, "Don't worry, we got you covered." So they bust in with the freaking tank. Um, and they just leave like literally the tank's only used for the prison bust, and then that's it. And I'm just like, what? Why don't you keep using that? That's a fucking tank. You can you can do some serious shit with that. Well, but then again, last time there was a tank in Gotham City made of solid gold, Robin blew it the fuck up. So maybe that was the best play. So anyway, Shame's out and they're assembling this new gang for him. There's one guy, I forget his name. It's not really important, but he's an Indian fellow, and he only talks with like smoke puffs, which is kind of funny. And another guy who I thought this was a really funny joke. His name was like Francisco Ronaldo El Guardo Dorito, and they're like, well, we just call him Fred because that's his acronym. And it's like a stereotypical Spanish guy, big hat, very tan, got a little mustache, and the joke with him is like he's a perfect English gentleman. Like he sounds like he's from jolly old England, and it's so funny because every time it like bewilders Shame. He's like, I don't know what's going on here. I also will say this episode writes Shame, or these episodes write Shame way more better. He's a lot more funny in this time around, which was definitely appreciated. Last time, they wrote him like too over serious, and it just wasn't really funny. This time, he's like cracking jokes and like all that kind of stuff. What my favorite joke easily though is like, oh, it's Calamity Jan talking to Shane, and she's like, oh, can't you just see our freedom now? It's just you, me, and my mom out in the wilderness with just the world to ourselves. Won't it be lovely? Can't you see it? And you're like, yeah, I can see about 2/3 of it. I'm like, ah, okay, that's funny. That's a funny joke. I like this. So yeah, props to them for making him just better. Last time he was very like a very skippable villain. This time he's much more enjoyable. So anyway, he leaves like a clue for Batman and Robin for his next caper, which with the help of Batgirl they discover it. They're planning on robbing two opera singers for both a diamond and then some cash. So they intercept them. A big fight ensues. Batman and Robin are about to win, but then Franny and then Jan they come in and they infect Batman, Robin, and Batgirl with fear gas instead of tear gas. So they're all scared out of their wits, and Shame decides to kidnap Batgirl as like kind of like, oh hey, stay away from us cops, because we'll kill Batgirl if you mess with us. Yeah. So they take Batgirl and without much of a fight because they're under the impression of fear gas. But Batman and Robin they go back to Alfred. Alfred, being the G that he is, cures them of all that using like the chicken soup and a bad antidote or whatnot. Um, so then, I'm trying to think, is that the end of the episode? Yes, I think that is the well. There is one more robbery where they like go to like this store to get like all these guns and ammo because they're trying to plan they're trying to get prepared for the great train robbery, which is the next episode. But during that heist, before they leave their hideout, uh, Frontier Franny, the bad girl's mom, she's like knocked out in the head with a horseshoe on the way out, leaving her behind and Batman and Robin to find her. So that's the end of the first episode. Start of the second episode, they agree to do a prisoner swap. So Batgirl for Frontier Franny because the girl's like, I really want my mom back. And he's like, oh, right, I think you're kind of cute, so we'll do that. So they go ahead and do that, and then they go ahead and do the great train robbery, and it goes off without a hitch. They get all the money because they robbing a train that like comes to Gotham every month, and it takes out like old bills that they're taking out of circulation. So I was like, well, it's still money, so let's just go ahead and take that. It might be old, but yeah, we're gonna take that. So that plan goes fine. Batman and Robin get there, and Batgirl, and they were just too late. So Batman, he's like, all right, I gotta think of something to do. So he like sends up a flare in the sky to challenge Shane to a 1v1, like a duel. So Shane accepts that, but he has an ambush set up. So during the fight, it's gonna be like all his henchmen are gonna fire upon Batman, but Robin and Batgirl they go ahead and stop that. So a one-on fight does like a fair one-on fight does actually take place. Good guys win, yada yada, the end. This one, like I said, shame so much better than the last one. That and also that stupid fucking kid wasn't in this episode, and man alive, that child actor brought it so down last time. So I don't want to give it so much more points because it's not that episode, but at the same time, it's just night and day. Which one was better? But ranking wise, if I'm being fair, going from a 1 to a 7, I I think just a nice fair 4 because it was just an average episode. Nothing really that crazy. The plan was fine. I get like everything was fine. I don't really have many negatives. I don't really well. I guess the jokes were a little better. Um, so yeah, but overall, just a fine episode. So yeah, that's it. That was the end of the two parters. So yeah, almost done here. I'm not ready.